Welcome to the fair streaming of international esport racing. Today we are round 18 at USA. Today with me I have got the amazing Carlos. Carlos, how are we?
Doing great. I'm happy to be back in the homeland. We're in the United States of America in Texas.
Yeah, and lucky for us, we've got a wet qualifying.
Yep, that's what I was saying. This track is already difficult on its own in the dry. Is wet. Wet's gonna be even harder.
Absolutely. So basically, just let me turn my TV down a little bit. Right. So for all you viewers out there, okay, that is usually tuning in for Translation eSports with us. We've had a few things that came up. And the committee has decided to completely rebrand and get rid of the racist stigma that was held with the last branding name. And we do apologise that it may cause confusion, but we don't want to be associated with previous racist remarks, because we are fully against that, and we're united as one because we're all drivers and we're all here for fun. I hope everybody understands that and completely agree where we stand on that.
100%.
So so basically the USA, Carlos, mate. What do you think about the circuit, given it's your homeland?
It's my homeland, but this might be the track I hate the most of the entire calendar. It really might be there, tied with Canada. I don't know if it's because I'm a controller player, but it's just not my favorite.
Oh my goodness! I know I love Canada, right? But I am so on board with you. You say this is like one of the worst tracks on the calendar. I despise this. I absolutely. Do you know what the worst thing about this circuit for me is? The fact that there's so many things that could easily go wrong, right? But it is the Frankenstein of all circuits. Now, you look at like all these corners have appeared somewhere else in the world. So, turn 1 is, and turn 11 at the very top. Both corners are very similar in shape and angle. Both appeared in Malaysia. You've got the Maggots and Beckett-esque corners from turn 3 or turn 2 all the way up to turn 9. You've got the Abu Dhabi Straight, you've got the Bahrain corners from turn 12 right round to turn 16, and then 17, 18 is Turkish turn 8. So these corners, we had to deal with these corners throughout the calendar. And then they think, Herman Toke's gone, all these corners have given fantastic races in the past, so why don't we just stick them all together and give an ultimate race course? But yet it's given us I do apologise to the young reviewers, but it gives us this shit show.
And yeah, I don't even know what to say. I mean, TNUTP is already, I don't know if he's the reserve or what the case may be, but he's actually retired from the session.
Yeah, he's retired from the session. He's definitely not reserve. He's a full-time driver, but I think it's just more the fact that he's reserved due to might have a qualifying ban. Oh, okay, bear with me one moment. I think Speedy would like to join us for to give a statement regarding the rebranding. Right, let me get Speedy on board with us. If he is on my friends list, which he's not.
Oh no.
Typical Speedy.
I don't think he's on mine either.
Unless he's appeared offline. Speedy number 25. Right, so basically, I've sent him an invite. He might join us in a moment. If he pops up, then we can give him the audience. As we got, is that Harry Bosworth, the fastest time so far with 145.1? An outstanding time from Mr. Bosworth.
It is, and for you viewers who have been keeping up with this, with the translation previous translations, excuse me, we have actually promoted a couple of drivers. So, I mean, for me, a lot of these drivers are drivers I'm gonna have to learn. I'm gonna have to learn their names and how they drive. However, we have promoted, from what I know, Bosworth and Josh Bacon, as well as Freedom, I believe.
Yeah, Freedom, DXD Hobo as well. Ralkio, who's usually racing but he's not with us today. But Harry Bosworth was with us at Tier 3.
He was. We've moved up all season long, guys. We started off in Tier 3, made our way up to Tier 2, and here we are with Bosworth alongside us, but he's the driver all the way up to Tier 1.
Yeah, absolutely. To be honest, I don't see him being too far off the pace at all with Tier 1, because I don't think there was much difference really between Tier 1 and Tier 2 in regards to pace. I think it's just more consistency. Drivers are a bit more consistent in Tier 1 than they are in Tier 2. But yeah, hopefully we'll have Speedy with us to give us a full. We've got. Oh, okay, right. I've got someone on here. A famous doctor from the UK is basically saying good luck. I had a message to myself saying good luck with everything on the races today to everybody. So that's Dr. Aaron Gosh. Thank you very much for sending luck to all the drivers.
Thank you, Doctor.
He's one of those doctors that appears on TV quite a lot, so it's quite nice to see him jumping on. So we've got DXT Umbra, which is Jack, who said hello guys. We've got Evening from Curly. Carlos is echoing. That happens all the time. It's because I like to hear his voice twice. I'm using a brand mic. Oh, I hear myself. Right, sorry, basically, I'm using an old mic that I've got to replace soon. I've ordered one and it's taken ages to come through. We've got Hobo saying hey guys, and then we've got Tim going hey hey hey. Sorry, it's really bad that.
How?
How guys? Hey hey hey. It's like what you call it? I'm thinking like is it Bing Crosby that used to do it? Like going hey hey hey. Like that.
I no clue.
Big B, big question mark, Big B. Yeah. Okay. I'm not too sure what is he's going with Big B for, but yeah. That's you'll have to explain that to us, Izzy. So it's been a mad week for us here in the racing community, and rebranding name, basically realigning a few things. So what's happened is we've had a few things that the committee have sorted out, basically resolving low numbers, resolving the racist issue. That's been absolutely the best way they can possibly do moving forward. We've had to sort all that out, and now we've got like 5 drivers have moved up into Tier 1 to finish off the season.
Oh, Jake Saber, our current pole sitter, he just took a spin. No contact with the walls though. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there.
No. I had him on screen at the time when you said that, so it was such a perfect timing. And he's done it. He's gone really wide in that corner there. I think he's just heading in, isn't he?
You know what? He's on 3-lap inters. I'm not quite sure. Maybe. Oh, hello. Nice little kiss on the wall there, going into the pit lane. However, I don't know. We might be seeing. I don't know what the weather report is. Might be seeing a dry race though. If he's going on 3-lap inters.
You know that you're probably right on that. We could be seeing a dry race, which means these drivers could be using a dry setup, but with wet tires, which completely throws the car off. So it's one of those things I can completely understand where they're coming from on that.
Jake says I was doing it on purpose.
yeah, okay.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Jake doing things on purpose. Yeah, okay, Jake. I think you're just a terrible driver. You almost drive as badly as Curly.
Oh.
I'm joking. I say that, but Jake's actually pole, isn't he? So I could never get that fast even in dry.
Well, he is on pole, and I believe he's third in the championship behind Samad, who unfortunately couldn't join us today, and somebody else. I don't know if you want to go ahead and run through standings.
You know what? That is actually the perfect time to do it. Let me just bring them up. And the champion standings for the national series. Let's get them up. So assist tier 1, right? So as we've got Samad in the lead with 261. We've got Amar in second with 245. Both drivers not here with us. Jake Bedford with 147. We've got Bo, who's on 146. Is Bo with us today? He is. So we're gonna have to watch carefully between Bo and Jake, because they are fighting for third place right now. We've got Matty Smith, DXT Matty on 79. We have Christopher Lubin Japoa on 73. We have Jake Anthony, DXT Anthony, on 71. So close battle there. We've got Dara, who's recently come across, on 55, sharing that spot with Rapold on 55 also. So Jack Foster on 49. We have Daniel Budwell, Liam Towie, and Tizian Hartman all on 48 points. So absolutely tight there in the middle. We've got Elias Olcohen. I do apologise if I am butchering your names out there. On 36, we have Michael McClay on 27. We have Kieran McClay on 8. You know, they're both brothers, but both of those names have been spelt differently. William Hunter on 7 points, and Dan Weir, DXT Hobo in the Ferrari, coming up the rear on 3. So typical Hobo coming up the rear, definitely. Still yet to score points is Jack Stegall and TBC. I say that TBC, but it's we all know that's to be confirmed, which will be taken over by some of these new tier 2 drivers. So as we can see, we've got Jake Saber in the lead. We're up pole with 143.8, miles ahead of Freedom on a 145.0, Harvey Bosworth on a 145.1, DXT Matty on a 145.1, DXT Anthony on a 145.5, Bo on a 146.4, DXT Hobo on 146.4, Japoa 146.6, Bubblebop 147.0, Josh Bacon on 147.2. We've got Liam on a 147.3, Jack on a 147.4, and Rappel on a 154.9. So times are very, very spaced out. It's not we're so used to seeing like tier 2 being so tight and compact, aren't we?
Yeah, and I think a lot of it might have to do just with the fact that, you know, we have 3 minutes left in this qualifying session, and the track's already cleared up. I mean, we have DXT Hobo out on mediums at this current moment.
Absolutely. So this is the absolute optimum time for you getting these new drivers back out on a set of dry tyres. Now, the tyre strategy is very, very much up in the air. Really, it all depends on personal driving style. A soft hard is possible. A soft medium is so tight, it's unbelievable close. I'd think a soft medium, or a medium soft, whichever way around you want to go, it will be the optimum choice. But what do you think about this then, Carlos?
I feel like you have to go with the safe option around this track. I would say maybe a soft hard. Yeah. I think the soft medium is that's pushing it too much, you know. However, I do see a world where we see at least one safety car today. I definitely see a world where that happens. So, like you said, strategy completely up in the air, and it's gonna be a fun one to to see what drivers decide to pick.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
I've just texted Speedy to see if he still wanted to join or not.
Yeah, I dropped him a message as well. It's just like, let's see if he's. Like I asked him earlier if he's joined us because he's like, well, if he's going to put a statement out, it would have been nice to be able to get it out to the viewers, really. Okay, so Izzy, your boy retired. I don't think he crashed. I think he just retired. Unsure why, but I think it's the fact that. Yeah, I think it's just the fact that it's a terrible circuit and he just goes, oh, I'm going to start at the back. Let's have a look. We've got Edric, or what is it? And Freedom's new boyfriend, Go Daddy Go. Oh, that's cute. Oh, Freedom's got his boyfriend's got there's a super fan here for his boyfriend. Fair play to the guy. Getting Joe coming and just like rooting on for his boyfriend. Brilliant.
And
So,
it seems to be helping currently Freedom up in P2 with a minute left in the session.
yeah, but look, DXT Hora's on a 136.4 on those medium tyres. Now Freedom's done a 139.5 as Josh Baker's jumped 133.7. Absolutely blowing DXT Hobo's time out of the water.
And don't look now, but I believe Jake is on his outlap. If he should be able to make it out in time. He was our full sitter while on the inters. I believe he's going to be starting his lap now. He's going to be looking to beat that time 100%.
DXT Anthony's come up to 10:19 now as well, so he should have plenty of time to get a fast time in. Obviously, let's leave him to go past. And that's DXT Anthony starting his start time. So that is the DXT Anthony will be our last runner. So Freedom with a 132.4. Definitely, I'll tell you what. Edric, your boyfriend's doing absolutely fantastic there, so good rooting on him. Even though Tim says that he's joking and he hopes it smashes it though. You're going to be forever known to being Freedom's boyfriend. And is it Edric or Edric? But whatever it is, I'm sure Freedom's fantastic. Really loving the support. As Repulse put a 131.4. Absolutely fantastic time there. Josh Baker's pulled over to the side to allow all these drivers go past without a single hitch. The guy's going to be stuck there for a while now while everybody gets past him. Because he's done the right thing. He does not want to disturb anybody's lap at all.
Speaking of destroying a lap, 130.8.
Absolutely fantastic. Oh, and both 130.759. So it's basically taken 400ths off that time there. Although it's just short of 500ths. So it's like, that is like, what, 1/20th of a second. Track's too damp for mediums. And here's me thinking Hobo could handle it in the wet. So what was the tyre choice for everybody? DXT Anthony being the fastest medium driver. As we see the AI of Jake Saber just plough into the back of Bubble Rock, and this is typical AI taking control. Just have no concept of spatial awareness.
Space.
I was just flicking through it, also just see this car just getting rammed from the rear. So let's run through our final standings. So it's the DXT starting grid with the pole position going to Bo with a 130.7, second Jake Saber 130.8, Rapol 131.4, Dixie Matty 131.6, Harry Boswell 131.9, Liam 132.0, Dixie Anthony 132.2, 132.4 for Freedom, 132.7 for Bubble Rock, and Josh Baker round up the top 10 with a 133.7, and following behind Herbo in 11th, Japo in 12th, Umbra in 13th, Non-Human 14th, and Thierry at the back on 15. At 15, sorry. Oh my goodness. Get my words out, Gary. So, what are we expecting for today's race?
At least a safety car. I think that's gonna be a guarantee. At least one safety car.
It'd be mad to not have a safety car, really. We've got Speedy now. Speedy's joined the party. So, Speedy, thank you for joining us. As it's just before the race starts, I think it would be an appropriate time for you to give a little word to our viewers.
Yeah. Hello. Thank you guys for doing the tier 1. It's been a very, I would say, very stressful couple of days for the committee in general, and it's I won't ramble on because the fact that you're just starting the race, but just wanted to say especially to you two and also Ari for doing commentary and like the shuffle around. I know, Gaz, you've been shuffled around a number of the times this season, but it just happens. And also just wanted to say thank you for everybody, the tier 2 lot and also the tier 3 lot for understanding the situation and trying to make this unofficial tier. And also thank you for the 5 drivers that have moved up. I don't know if they're racing, but I haven't got the stream up. But yeah, just thank you, and also to the tier 1 no assists and assists as well. Thank you for sticking around, and there'll be a lot of new stuff coming in the coming weeks, and there'll be more details. I'd probably again over the weeks, and thank you for attending, and that's really all I've got to say. Is just thank you for sticking around and not leaving, and just we hope that we handle the situation in the way that everybody expects and everybody would want, and we'll just move forward as a league, rebranding, and it's going to be exciting times in terms of that aspect. But yeah, it's just all that.
Alright, no worries. Well, thanks very much for joining us, Speedy. It's fantastic for our viewers, the racers, and ourselves, the commentators, to hear you coming out of the horse's mouth basically about what's on the road ahead of us. But just a little pointer out there, never forget me and Carlos here. Joe, we struggled at tier 3. Joe smashed it at tier 2, and now we're here at tier 1, so I think we should stay here.
You're back in the moved up the ladder very, very quickly.
That's what you get when you get quality, mate.
Alright, I'll leave you to it, and thank you again, Carlos and Gaz, for commentating.
Not a problem.
Of course.
Yeah, thank you.
Just before this race starts, as they're lining up, I just want to say thank you to you, Speedy, and to the committee. I know this has been a really stressful week so far, a couple of days. To the viewers, it's gonna be difficult at first, but we're gonna figure this out. And thank you for sticking with us. And hopefully we have an amazing race here in the United States as everybody's starting to line up in the good spots.
Yeah, I'll leave you to it, guys.
Thanks so much, Speedy. So, ladies and gents, that was Speedy giving us the little lowdown as we are just about to start the race. We've got everybody in their positions. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. They're out and go. It just seems, oh whoa, that was a fantastic move. Freedom's jumped 2 spots already. coming out of there. That was a fantastic move. He is up into 6th. Now that is a fantastic. He's got a battle in there with the Red Bull of DXT and 3 as he makes the move for 5th. Freedom 3 places up before the first section's all over. So fantastic move there. Jake Saber doing well at the front. Anything that you can see there, Carlos?
Jake Saber had an amazing start. Going into turn 1, he was wheel to wheel with a bow. I believe he had the inside, if I'm correct, and just able to shoot out. Wasn't able to get too much of freedom. Glad that you were able to cover it, but he was able to jump 3 spots. Maddie had a little bit of a struggle going into the first couple of corners. The Maggots and Buckets replica, if you want to call it that.
Yeah. I pretty much call it that. I think we can sit there and make the names up as we go along, because in this race, on this circuit, there is only one named corner.
Let's go ahead and hop on board with Bo, who's just overtaking Jake. As I mentioned, Jake had a really good start, but Bo able to go on the outside and overtake Jake. It's going to be a really good battle, as these two are both battling for P3 in the championship at the current moment, with both our top 2 not racing today. So let's go ahead and keep an eye out on those two really quality drivers.
Absolutely, and we can't take away from Vapol, because Vapol's going to be up there along with DXT Matty, so they're going to be battling up there. As I don't know if it's going to happen to you, but they've got time screens all over the place right now, so we'll do our best to actually give you full coverage as much as we can.
It just said DRS was enabled. I believe this is the second lap, right?
It is lap 2. This is what happens.
Okay, our effort is all over the place at the current moment.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, it's like, I do find like taking away forgetting about the little glitches that we suffer from time to time. This game is fantastic.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, I can't wait for the next one. The next one should be even bigger. Because what I tend to do, I tend, when it comes to games like this, I tend to think, oh, you know, I'm not going to bother with the new one. If you get me in, I'll get one and I'll play it for 2 years. But because the online is so big and it's so dynamic and it's going to change every single year, I think I'm going to have to get every single game now, especially commentating.
100% agree with you. As Jake goes right back at Bo, and he went through the inside. I don't know if you were watching that, but that was a beautiful move with a Daniel Ricciardo-esque braking there at the very end. And I'm just enjoying this battle right now. These two are going right back at it, going one after the other.
Absolutely. Like you said, this is going to be a battle that we're going to be watching now for the whole race. I can see that Jake's managed to get a bit of a gap now, but it seems that that's kind of like going to be back and forth. So expect both to be coming back with a vengeance very shortly. We do have a bit of a battle down here in 9th, 8th and 9th, Bubble Rock and Liam battling it out. Now I've seen Bubble Rock racing in other races, and he is fantastic. I've not seen Liam race, so I can't really judge between the two of them. So it'd be quite interesting to see how these two battle it out, with Josh Bacon also poised to make a move. Josh Bacon moving up from tier 2.
And you know, guys, I think the key to this race in doing well is being able to execute those tricky corners, the Beckett's corners very well. If you're able to capitalize on those, you'll easily find yourself pulling away from your opponents. And I think that's what we just saw there at the top. Jake able to execute just slightly better than Bo, but Bo is now starting to. Oh, maybe it's just my leaderboard. It looked like he was cutting in. It said 7/10 for a second, then jumped right back to 1.2. But yeah, I genuinely believe that's going to be key.
That you are completely right. Like in terms of saying, a difference between a good corner and a bad corner is roughly about 3 times per second, really. So you've got to think Maggers and Beckett at one corner after another, and it's like when you've got multiple corners one after the other, that margin of error increases. So that could change from being losing out from 3 times to losing out for 1.5 seconds because of how bad it multiplies as you go along. But as you say, it's like Jake's now is now losing a bit of the lead because Bo is starting to crawl that back a little. So Bo might start hooking up those corners now himself.
Yeah, 100%. But we also have a really tight battle here in the back, and somebody spun. It's Liam. Liam has retired from the session. He's put it in the wall. We have a VSC.
Yeah, I didn't see what happened, but that would have been along with the battle with that he had with Bubble Rock. But did he lose it coming out the corner, or was there any contact?
I'm just watching Giopa who just passed by him. It was coming out of the not Maggots and Beckett's S turn,
It's
but on
the
turn
left
right
hand
after.
there. Yeah, the shot left hand of turn 9. Now that corner there, it does you can lose traction quite easily. But it's whether that because he was battling Bubble Rock quite closely, along with but Josh Bacon was up there as well, wasn't he? And Josh Bacon's lost a bit of ground to Jack Stegall.
DXT Hobo's all over the back of Josh Bacon as we speak. All over, a little bit of a contact there on the back. I don't believe there's any damage there though. He's going for the move on the inside. Will Bacon be able to hold it on the outside? Looks like he will. Who's going to get the DRS? It looks like DXT Hobo gets the DRS and should be an easy move going into turn 1 with that DRS. But Bacon seems like he's going to try to go for the cutback. Isn't going to be able to get it done. Now DXT Hobo gets himself up into the points. Whew. Sorry guys,
No, I enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that run through. I'll be honest. It's like as I when I call myself the main commentator, I normally like enjoy. I like the co-commentator jumping in. Like I think me and you are pretty much on par. Rather than so there isn't a main commentator. It's just both of us enjoying it. But it was so amazing the way you described that. It was fantastic.
Thank you, appreciate that.
So we got Josh Bacon, DXT Hobo had their battle. Now Thierry, who started at the very back, is now battling his way through. Now I think Thierry is one of those drivers who could cause an upset. Battle his way all the way to the top of the table as he's forced his way through, and then Josh Baker's made a mistake and Non-Human has capitalised. I mean that there Non-Human is a typical Scottish marauder. Preying on the weak. I would call it. It's absolutely fantastic the way he's took advantage of that. But I think Thierry is just going to reel in Hobo now. And yeah, bring him in.
Guys, I just want to turn your attention over to the top with Maddie and Rappel, who are fighting at the top now for that P4 position.
And I get that as Rappel made a mistake, and Harry Bosworth tried to make the most of it and correctly backed off there to avoid contact.
And you know what? He got a 3-second penalty for that.
Harry Bosworth?
Yeah, Bosworth received a 3-second penalty for that.
See, that's unfortunate, especially this early on, because the chances are he is going to make more mistakes down the line. When he could have actually at the end, he could end up having an extra few warnings and pick up more penalties. But if he loses out by 3 seconds per position, that could have been that difference for that one warning that he didn't need to get.
DXT Umbra spun out. Does he have a wing at all? I don't think he has a wing at the current moment.
Well, Thierry and Hobo are now battling through the Bahrain section. I've split this down into 5 sections. So you got the start-finish section, which is basically all the way down to turn 2. You got the Maggots and Beckett section, then you got the Abu Dhabi section, which is like top hairpin and then long straight. Bahrain section, and then the Turkey turn 8 section. So you split it down like that. It works easy. Obviously, there's like I said before, there is only one corner that's got a name. And as an American, I'm sure you should know about this.
You know what? I actually don't. Oh! Oh no!
Thierry! What happened
It's
with
gone
Thierry?
right. Not a clue.
Well, he hasn't got any weird damage, so that's good.
I believe Hobo's picked up some damage. He's missing a left end plate, yeah.
Yeah, so that's going to affect his race massively, and with him being on the medium tyres, it's not even the right time to think about pitting. As look at that, these two drivers, well, 3 wide into the hairpin. I tell you what, Josh Bacon really capitalised on Hobo's damage and Thierry's slow pace. I'd call it, I'd question it.
Interesting. As I was saying earlier, though, I actually don't know much about the American track. I don't think I've actually watched a full American race yet. Just because we didn't have one last year. And I just got into Formula 1 the season before. So, yeah, I actually don't know much about the American track. I was actually planning on going to this year's race. However, with the release of Miami next year, with the release of Miami coming next year, decided I'd probably enjoy Miami a little bit more than I would Texas.
Oh yeah, you definitely would. But like the thing is, whereabouts in America do you live?
I live all the way in California. I'm in Los Angeles.
Oh, right. Oh, fair enough. So like,
Yep.
Now, I'll be honest. Over in America, there's 4 tracks that I think need a special mention when it comes down to racing. Really, over this one, you got Watkins Glen, which is one of those tight, twisty tracks that is a bit more like a tight version of the Hungarian Grand Prix circuit. You've got Road America. Now, I absolutely loved playing on that when on CotA Race Driver. I think if they could make that a FIA Grade 1, I think it would be a fantastic place to go for F1 because the straights are much nicer. And then you've got.
To be honest with you, I don't know the tracks here at all. I'm sorry, guys.
No worries. Well, so like you got Willow Springs. And Willow Springs is very fast paced. It's where Corvette and Dodge do their muscle car testing. So it's a lot. That's where like the home of modern day monster muscle cars is born. Really, is there. Yeah. And then you've got the most famous American circuit in the world, Laguna Seca. Now you've got to know about Laguna Seca.
Hey Siri, look up Laguna Seca.
Oh wow.
I'm sorry?
You don't know about Laguna Seca?
I don't.
Right. Okay, right. It's one track I'll know fine well that F1 will never go there. The corkscrew.
Is this in California?
I think it is, yeah. I think it is in California.
It might be.
Because, like, for me, Laguna Seca, right, it is a legendary track on Gran Turismo. It is the one track that I've always wanted to race at in real life. Now, I am sure it's in California because it's the Mazda Raceway, which I think they've actually changed the name a few times. So it was Mazda Raceway. I think it's. Let me remember rightly. WeatherTech, is it the new racetrack sponsor? So it'd be the WeatherTech Raceway, which I think is. I don't like it when tracks get renamed just because of a sponsor. I don't think that's very sportsmanlike. As we do have freedom and Harry Bosworth in the pits. So they've come in at beginning of lap 10. 9 laps on the soft tyres. I think that's a good idea. Harry Bosworth's gone on hards. And what has
Guys, quick question.
Yes.
From the east coast of England to the west coast, how long of a drive would that be?
That all depends on which part. I will be honest. Now, if you go for if you go think of the UK, I've driven from southwest of Wales all the way to Norfolk, which took me 7.5 hours. But it's if you're a bit further north, from Carlisle to Newcastle, it could take about 3.
You know, it's crazy, guys.
It'll take you about 3 days to go across America.
This track, Laguna Seca, the one that's in California.
Yeah.
I live in California, same state.
Yeah.
It's a 5-hour and 18-minute drive.
It'll take you longer to get there than it will for me to get to any part of the country right now.
Yeah.
I can
yeah.
get to any part of my home country in less time than that.
Christ. And
Oh,
you know
man.
what? That's in like the middle of California too.
Yeah, that's mental of it.
I'm in Southern California, so jeez.
Izzy's got it. You could drive across all of Ireland in 8 hours.
Oh, you see? Here you go.
See, if you really want to think about it, the Isle of Man, you could drive round the coast of the Isle of Man in less than 2 hours,
Jesus.
and that is following the speed limits, which is in some places down as low as 20 miles an hour.
20
miles an hour. Oh, we've got a spinneroonie. We have non-human spinning, and he's parked it on the grass to keep out of the way from everybody. I tell you what, I've got to give it to non-human. I think he's realised he was spinning out and decided to ditch in the grass before he wrecked anybody else's race. So fair play to non-human.
Well done. Guys, so I'm gonna hit you with another interesting fact. I feel like I'm the one giving you facts today. This is
Yes.
crazy.
Yes. And I'll throw my facts back at you in a moment.
Sounds good, but out of the 14 current drivers we have right now, 12 of them have penalties. Only 2 of them, Jake Saber, our leader, and Jopa, who is currently are sitting at the back, are the only ones without penalties at the current moment.
Yeah. Well, obviously, say Jake Saber has gone in the pits now as well, so he's just dropped out of it. But he is effectively the race leader. We're thinking of pit strategy. But you are completely right. Thierry could do the teamwork job here and hold back Jake Saber and allowing DXD Anthony to get a bit of space to go for the undercut. Izzy, fun fact, Gaz hates Circuit of Americas. Yes, that is a very fun fact. Very fun fact. I cannot stand this circuit. You know, it's one of those things that, like, if someone goes, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna have a an open lobby, enjoy the race." The moment I see it's America, I back out then. I'm like, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Screw that. I'll spectate.
I'll commentate on a non-league race. It's fine.
Yeah, I'll sit there. I'll stream it. I'll commentate. I'll commentate and say how bad you guys really are. Yeah, I would. That is. I was like, I did open lobbies for the first time in months the other day, and it was Monaco, which I don't mind. I'll do Monaco. Then it was USA. Then it was Vietnam.
He's ripping my hair out. He's pulling on my hair all the way off.
Okay, so you've picked a circuit that no one can do without losing wing. You've picked a circuit that I'd rather slip my wrists than be a part of.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
I do think that's I do apologise. It does sound hard, but that is the limit of what I go to. It is like over dramatising, but But then you got Vietnam. Now Vietnam is one of those. It's got a Maggots and Beckett section, which has got walls. It's like, do you really want people to get to the end of this race or not? You put that on simulation damage, no one is finishing that race, and I mean no one. We've got Easy Go. Monaco at night is so much more fun. You know what? I agree with you. Monaco looks amazing at night.
If I've done a race at Monaco at night.
Yeah, you just do it. Just do it for the feeling it. If you get me, just go onto the solo race. Put it on night. Put it on zero AI, and just enjoy it. It's worth it. It gives a whole different look. So as Jake has made the move on Thierry, Jake with a fantastic, but obviously with the fresher medium tyres. That is fantastic movement, and he's opened up the gap quite quickly. But Jake's got to start thinking, right, when is he going to pit? Now, he's got to push and push and push if he wants to go for the one stop, which is possible. They've proven
15 laps on the medium.
Yeah, but like Jake's proven that you can do 12 laps on the soft tyre. So he could push for another, I'd say push for another 4 laps, give himself 10 laps on those medium tyres. Because those 10 laps on the soft tyres, because those medium tyres do not look too bad.
He's doing really well. I mean, in just one lap, he was able to cut the gap to DXC Anthony, who is on 13 lap medium, by nearly, I want to say 3 seconds. I believe it was an 8-second gap at first.
It was 8.4 seconds when he came out the pits, and that was a lap and a half ago. So get that down there. So that's 3 seconds he's taken off in a lap and a half.
I keep hopping on board with Jake, but he's having a transmission issue on my end, and it's just so painful to hear.
It's like when your next door neighbour's got a drill out and they just won't stop drilling things.
Oh yeah, no, for real.
It's that kind of noise. It's just, you just want to go around there with a baseball bat and get them to stop. So Freedom now he's right behind Bo. Now he's on the soft tyre, so I think Freedom might not be able to get to the end on those soft tyres. He's losing out.
Freedom.
Has he got damage?
I think he might have. No, I think he might have cut out. I think he has the AI driving right now, or he's lagged out or something, because typically when that happens, you have like an X over your head on the connection.
Yeah, that's what happens.
And yeah, I see an X over his name, but I saw it when Maddie passed by him. I don't know if maybe he's having some type of internet connection issue, or what the case might have been, because he's dropping off to Maddie by a lot. And
absolutely,
I mean, he's on the fresh sauce, so he really shouldn't be dropping off as much as he did. So
yeah, because you got Umbra who's catching up with him quite quickly, because Umbra was over 5 seconds behind him, and now he's 2 seconds behind him, 2.1.
Yeah, and I'm just trying to watch that number, and that X is still there. So I'm not sure if something's happened.
I've got Freedom's boyfriend's come on the stream. I went, yeah, Freedom's internet's cut out.
Oh no.
And Giulianossi has put Freedom left indeed a lap ago. Freedom's boyfriend just said he got Freedom told him that his internet's gone. So absolutely gutted that that's happened to Freedom.
Oh, and Rappel Racing just came out of nowhere like a freaking missile, and then Bosworth is right behind Umbras. Umbras is stuck behind Freedom. I don't think he realizes that that's an AI.
I think he was more waiting to see the best opportunity to make the pass, because Jack's quite a quick driver. I think it's just more hesitant about passing an AI because they are so unpredictable. He's made a hash of that turn one, but luckily he's got the line.
I don't know if you saw Rappel, but Rappel came out of nowhere.
think Rappel just had that quicker line. And Umbra and Harry Bosworth, both of them battling out on the S's. Now this is so tough to go wheel to wheel with anybody. At least two drivers. Both drivers are fairly new to the race.
And Umbra's going on the inside here. Bosworth's looking for the cutback. They're still side to side, guys. Oh, not anymore. It looks like Bosworth was able to get in front, but Umbra has the DRS. What is going on here? What a battle!
So we've got Thierry, he's pitted for the soft tyres. He's now pushed his way through. He's up in 8th. Harry Bosworth. Oh, but these are still going. This is fantastic to watch.
It's still going on.
We need Speedy's just asked Freedom's boyfriend if Freedom needs an invite. Because if he does, then we'd have to try and get him in.
Yeah, let me see. I believe I have Freedom as a friend. Let me see if I can get that going.
Now, Umbra's got to be careful because he's not just got Harry Bosworth behind him, he's got Thierry. Now, Thierry is vicious behind that wheel.
Right, and also Umbra's on 16 lap mediums. Let's keep that in mind. He's on really old mediums, and they're still side to side. And finally, I believe this battle might have now come to an end, at least for the moment being.
And Japo's left this session as well, by the looks of it as well, because his car's got a...
Oh! Hello!
That was ridiculous. What's just happened there is Japo's AI car is slowed down under blue flags in the middle of the track. So Umbra's had to avoid it. Harry Bosworth has to avoid it, and Thierry danced his way past 3 cars at once. And I mean, that's epic. I can't believe that's happened. It's just an absolutely outstanding move there by Thierry. Thierry will probably get my driver of the day if he carries on this performance. DXC Anthony, who's pitted now, he's only dropped down to 4th, which means that he's got a good chance of getting a podium. Alright, I'm not even, I can see that everybody has got a penalty. I'm not going to count Chapo in this if he's AI, because we've got 2 AI cars on track unless Freedom's managed to get back in.
Can I go ahead and turn your attention to Maddie, who's 4 tenths behind Bo at the current moment?
Alright, so there we go. Oh, Umbra's gone!
Has he? Oh, he has!
Has he retired? He hasn't. He's retired in the pits.
Has he retired, or did he crash going into the pits?
He was in the pit. He was definitely in the pits. I'm sure he was in the pits. That's his car coming out behind non-human.
I don't see that.
Yeah, this is the thing now. Some of the tracks release the car. What they tend to do, they get up to the Maggott and Beckett's section, and then there's a little low wall on the left-hand side. The car pulls in there, so we should be expecting that to happen. So hopefully it doesn't do what Japo's car did and just stop the middle of the track. And yet that is Umbra's car pulled over the side and is out. So it won't affect any of the races, luckily. But that is...
I wonder why he was in a pretty good spot. I mean,
he dropped down
on some soft.
Yeah, he dropped down quite a bit. I don't understand why he left. Maybe he just didn't feel it, because Jack is a quick driver. I mean, he is very quick. So you would expect him to be in the top 5. And him battling around in the middle. Maybe he picked up too many penalties. Maybe.
Oh, hello. DXT Anthony came into this battle out of nowhere. Hello, welcome. Now he's up into P3 right behind Bo. I was just watching Maddie, who is a couple tenths behind Bo, just relaxing, watching this battle go on, and Anthony just comes out of nowhere.
But then look at Thierry, who's up in 5th right now. And he is closing that gap down to DXT Matty very quickly. So could we see DXT Anthony taking first place from Jake if he can make up that 15-second gap? Can we see Thierry getting on the podium?
I mean, DXT Anthony getting a podium right now seems pretty fair if he's able to make the softs last. He's got about 9 laps to go on those softs. I mean, his softs are 1 lap. Is 1 lap old. So
yeah,
I mean, he should be able to hold Bo off, I would think.
Well, if you count this, like, there's 10 laps including this, so you'd be able to hold Bo off, no problem. It's the more, is he going to be able to get that gap down to lead it? But he's got penalties. He's got so many penalties.
Yeah, 9 seconds. That's exactly what I was going to be looking at.
Yeah, I thought I'd jump on this. So jump on the penalties and see where everybody's at. Absolutely amazing, the level of racing that we're getting here from these drivers today.
Now, you know, I don't like driving around the circuit, but this has provided some great battles, guys.
I'll be honest, it has. It's produced so many decent battles, and I thought it was absolutely brilliant to see this. So look, and at the moment we've got little bits of gaps from our drivers. So I'm going to throw some facts right back at you now, Carlos. Now,
go ahead. I'm all ears.
One question. I'm not going to make a hard question like I normally do, but like I said, there was only one corner that has a 10 name. Can you guess what corner that would be?
I'll go ahead and guess the turn number 1.
Well done.
Guess.
Well done. Now, anyway, does the name Big Red ring any bells to you?
I know I've heard it. I just don't know the meaning of it.
Now, Big Red is turn 1. It's because that corner, it's big, it's Texan, and it's lethal. So, absolutely massive corner, really, isn't it? It's, that hill is very steep. The game does not show how steep that hill really is, but it's actually. I thought when I first heard it was called Big Red, I thought of those cinnamon flavoured chewies, chewing gum that the Americans have, which I will be honest, I do not like. I don't like them. I thought they're not my kind of thing. But it's actually not named after them. It's actually named after Red McCombs, who's the founder of Red McCombs Automotive Group, Clear Channel Communications, and he used to own the San Antonio Spurs.
Okay.
He was one of the largest investors of the track back in 2010. And the guy's 94 now. He's 94 years old. So last year they honoured him with changing the name of Turn 1 to Big Red Corner.
Sorry, I don't want to cut out your facts here, but Thierry's just made it past Maddie with the DRS on the straight in Sector 2.
Yeah, I was expecting that to happen very soon. And it was perfect time because I just finished my point as you come out with that. It's brilliant. I knew Thierry was going to be quick. Now let's have a look at DXT Anthony, who's brought down. He was 15 seconds behind. He's now 10.6 seconds behind. So in a matter of a couple of laps, he's took up 3 seconds. Can he keep doing it and catch Jake Saber on track? Obviously, I don't think he's ever going to get the win with that size of penalties unless Jake makes a hash or something really. But Thierry now looking to get Bo.
And Bubble Rock and Josh Bacon going at it right now. I just saw that come up on my screen. I believe Bubble Rock took him on the inside going into last corner, but Josh Bacon is going to have DRS going into the main straight as he's a little loosey-goosey coming out of the final corner.
Yeah, he was a bit loose there, wasn't he? Fortunately for him, it just means he loses out. Because that he could have had a really good run up into Big Red Corner there, and the switchback is so strong. But like Turn 1 itself is one of those corners. Oh, but Rob picks up a penalty for that Maggins and Beckett's corner cut there.
Japo is back. he joined us recently, and he's in the wall at the moment. I don't really know what's going on here. I think he was trying to go into the pit lane.
I think he's going to try to retire in the pit lane and lost the back end. I think he's joined to retire.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, I'm gonna have to rely on you on battles now, because for whatever reason, my time intervals have disappeared. I have no more times.
Well, Thierry has managed to get past Bo at the bar raid sector, so he's made a bit of a distance now already. He's now sitting third, so we have the two Red Bulls in the top three, chasing down something that I've never ever seen in my lifetime: a Haas in the lead. Well, look at that, 9.3 seconds is the time, but now between DXD Anthony and Jake Saber. The alternate strategy, even though it wasn't strong enough to take the win, it's worked really well for DXD Anthony and Thierry. Now Thierry has done a fantastic job being at the back of the pack to get himself all up to third.
I'm sorry, I'm just trying to figure out my time situation here. I have most of the times back, so that's good.
And did they go again?
Yeah, I got them back now. I think the only time interval I'm missing is Freedom to Hobo, but I believe Freedom's a little far back, so
I think Freedom is a lap behind. But that time will come up in a moment when he goes past the stop-finish straight.
Yeah, that was just really strange. All my times just disappeared. I just had blank screen. I just had the name, laps. That's it.
Yeah, that happened to me as well. That's happened. It does happen to a few times. It's just a desync. Giuliano C has put. If you've never seen a Haas on P1, maybe watch the Wednesdays sometime. Nah, I think I'll give that a miss.
Thierry is retired. Thierry's decided to retire in the pit lane, and I'm not quite sure why.
I think it might be the reserve then. Because he didn't qualify, and he's finished 5 laps before the end, which is the standard ruling for reserve drivers.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that. Oops.
And it's alright.
And his AI is still out on track at the moment. And unknown, or non-human, sorry, and DXTO were right behind him. Hello? What is up with the CPU today?
I have no idea. Well, this is basically gifting Hobo points. Why do you have to do that, guys? You gift them Hobo points. He's got to sit there now in a no assist, go like, oh yeah, I got points today. You were gifted it, man. Gifted it.
Assuming Thierry was reserved, he would have gotten those points regardless, right?
Thierry's reserved, but it's still gifted them the points, really, isn't it? It's just like, yeah, come on, it's gifting Hobo points. That's one thing I don't want you doing is gifting Hobo points. We like seeing Hobo spin around. We like seeing them do an alley around corners.
Well, I mean, if you like to see Hobo spin around, I'm not gonna see that today, as he just gets the overtake on the outside on non-human.
Yeah, to be honest, that was actually quite a good move there from Hobo. I love winding Hobo up, so I went to no assist, and if he starts bragging about this race, I'll be like, no, I commentated. I seen how bad you were doing. But he's finishing off. He's finishing off really strong here.
And I'm not quite sure what's going on here with Josh Bacon. I don't know if he's having issues with that final corner, but every single time he's getting extremely close to Bubble Rock. Just he can't seem to find that grip coming out of the corner. I mean, he is on 13 lap mediums, but I mean, I don't know.
Hobo, sorry, Hobo went overshot turn 1. I mean, ridiculously overshot it. I think he was doing I think he was doing something entertainment for us, really. So he's basically lost that place to non-human. He was getting really close to Josh Bacon, and I was like, he deserves to do well, Hobo. But if you carry the unlucky number 13 on your card, then you're gonna have to expect to deal with that. But which I will be honest, I actually find that quite shocking that the F1 world has allowed number 13 to be an option for drivers to pick, because real life drivers are not allowed to pick number 13.
Oh, non-human. Got a bit of a tank slapper there.
Yeah, let's give Hobo the place back. Come on, non-human, battle that back.
Oh, and big news here. Jake Saber picks up another penalty. Is it big news? Actually, he's 7 seconds ahead with 2 laps to go, and Anthony has 9. Yeah, it's not that big of a news. Excuse me.
yeah. It's not big, but it's sort of like if DXT Anthony was a bit closer, I thought, you know what, this is good to opt in to jump into it. Now we're getting to the point now.
P8 now.
Yeah, we're getting to the point now where we've got to think about driver of the day.
No, my driver of the day was Thierry, but he's retired, so yeah. I don't know if I can still give it to him.
I think DXT Anthony is going to get he's going to get the Codemasters game driver of the day for the 5 places. He's worth a mention. Jake Saber is worth a mention. Freedom, if he didn't go AI, I think he would have still been up there. He had the best start out of anybody.
Guys, I'm god awful at math. With penalties taken into account, Anthony still gets the P2, doesn't he?
Yeah, is he? Yes, he will, yeah.
Yeah, so I would say maybe Anthony, because Anthony started off in the back, if I'm correct, or like mid-pack.
It was he started 9th? Was it 9th? He started 7th. I knew he was a little lower down because he started on the medium tyre. He was the only one in the top 10 to start on the medium tyre. Which he had a phenomenal pace in qualifying on the medium tyre. So I'll go with you on that one. I won't give it to DXT Anthony right now, unless something bizarre happens here and changes our mind. But it's going to be very unlikely.
Josh Bacon mods the game mid-race, puts some wings on his car, flies around, laps Jake in 1 lap. So we're coming. Go ahead.
I was going to say I've seen some mad glitches on this game. One was in the earlier on at the race, at the beginning of the race. It was Harry Bosworth's character was halfway up the car.
Interesting.
We've had missing heads off engineers, that kind of thing. It's just absolutely mental.
We love when our engineers are headless. Those are the best.
Yeah, it means they can't talk and give you a load of crap. Because I found out that Jeff, who a vengeance against, only has Monaco track map on the screen in front of him. So if you're ever in the garage, have a little look around. You will see there's a map of Monaco. There's no other map. So it's not the map that you're driving on, it's just Monaco. So you might do well for you in Monaco, but everywhere else he's going to give you a load of bull crap.
And just before this race ends, because we're now on the final lap, Jake coming about to start sector 2. I just want to talk about some real F1 really quickly with you. You know, second time Ferrari gets on a pole, gets pole position, or gets the pole spot in qualifying. In a kind of interesting manner. How do you feel about Charles getting the second pole with Carlos Sainz spinning and crashing out at the end of qualifying for Baku as well?
It's Ferrari protected the pole position because you get paid for pole position. Ferrari gets sponsorship money from Shell for being on pole position, and it's not small amounts of money. It's a lot of money. So if they got pole and they go, you know, it could be a crash gate, it could be an accident. I will be honest, I'm going to have to re-watch qualifying because I was watching it on the highlights as Jake is across the line now. Yeah, so I'd have to watch it again to really give a full analysis of it. It's one of those races that's pretty tough to one of those qualifiers that's pretty tough to get a hold of because there's so many red flags. What was it, 4 red flags in the whole of qualifying?
I don't know if it was 4 red flags, but I know there was 4 crashes.
Yeah,
I mean,
there was 2 in
did they all bring out red flags?
Yeah, it's like 2 in Q1, 1 in Q2, and obviously Carlos Sainz in Q3. I don't think there was any more than that. But yeah, 4 red flags, which is like a huge amount of red flags. That is almost as bad as that Canada race in 2011, which is probably one of my favourite races I've ever watched. But no, that's the end of that. So we're going to round off that quickly. We've got Jake, who's got the win there. We've got Dixie Anthony in second, also our driver of the day. Bo in third, Rappold in fourth. We've got Harry Bosworth in fifth. DXT Matty is sixth. We've got Paul Rock in seventh. Josh Bacon in eighth. DXT Hobo in ninth. Non-Human 10th, and Freedom rounded off at the end. Driver of the day for Co-Masters is TP. A retiree getting driver of the day again. So yeah, absolutely well done. So Jake's got, I need the award for being for the most boring race and not falling asleep. Yeah, you did really well, Jake. You did from start to finish. Jake has done really well. Herbert TP cost me a podium. No, Hobo, you cost yourself a podium. You cost yourself a podium. I love winding Hobo up. He'll probably end up trying ranting and raving about it in the next race. So that is the end. So all our non-finishers are TP, Japoa, Umbra, and Liam have all retired for various reasons. I will be honest, I wasn't too sure if we're going to do interviews today, but have you invited them already? Have you?
I've invited Jake, but I mean, if we're not doing interviews,
yeah, Jake's not joining us today. I'll leave the interviews out today, just because with things go up in the air, I don't want to be asking questions just in case things change. At the moment, I think it's just at the moment it's best off to enjoy the racing as it is at the moment until everybody can understand the admin side of everything, given the committee all the chance in the world to have everything fresh and ready for when for our next step. Let's not divulge into the interviews, but first of all, I've got to say this is one of the most interesting USA races I've ever commentated on. I cannot fault it, really, even though I wanted it to be an absolute mess. I wanted drivers to be as dirty as LFR. I just basically wanted them to just to be, so I could sit there and go, look, this is why USA needs to be removed from the calendar. But I can't. So thanks very much, drivers, for spoiling my hopes and dreams. But absolutely fantastic racing. Obviously gutted for some of the drivers unable to finish. But yeah, Carlos, absolutely fantastic. It was great commentating with you again.
Same here, man. I always enjoy it when I'm able to join you.
Yeah, absolutely. I've missed you over the weeks when you're not here. I really have. You are a pleasure to have on my at my side for commentary. It's absolutely amazing. But gotta say, straight up, absolutely fantastic from all our drivers today. Great effort from everybody. Committee, again, thank you very much for all the work you've done to getting things, keep things rolling, really. And I know you're going to do an absolutely fantastic job when it comes up to setting up ready for the next season. But so what? Going to throw you over basically something like tune in in 40 minutes on DXT TV Live YouTube channel with DXT Hobo and myself commentating on No Assists Tier 1. We'll hope to see you there, and I'll probably wind Hobo more about his pathetic excuse of a race. But until then, good night.